Let's start in another 2 minutes.
Yeah. So what are we doing, Aanchal? You're the instructor.
So I'm just gonna introduce the first part of the series of meditations, which is fear and worry. And yeah, we're also gonna be addressing some questions that came up regarding the meditation, what you need, what people are apprehensive about, and all of that. So we'll just be addressing all of that. And yeah, just want to give you a little more detail about what, why I even chose to do it as a 3-part series and what fear and worry really means. Okay, so let's start. I want to start with one of my favorite quotes by C.S. Lewis. It's truly beautiful. So it goes like this. To love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything and your heart will be wrung and possibly broken. If you want to make sure of keeping it intact, you must give it to no one, not even an animal. Wrap it carefully round with hobbies and little luxuries. Avoid all entanglements. Lock it up safe in the casket or coffin of your selfishness. But in that casket, safe, dark, motionless, airless, it will change. It will not be broken, it will become unbreakable, impenetrable, irredeemable. To love is to be vulnerable. And that's it. That's that. It's just love it. I love it because it's so raw and it's so true. Like, we're also scared of love. And the biggest thing we're all scared about is just loving ourselves. And I think that this puts it so perfectly. It says, sure, you don't want to love, go ahead, wrap it up nicely, keep it safe, but understand the consequence of doing that as well. It's not gonna, your heart's not gonna be free. It's not gonna be open. And the best way I think to make your heart stronger would be to practice vulnerability with yourself. That's the best way to strengthen your heart. Physically, energetically, it strengthens your heart because your heart isn't strengthened by protecting it or by building layers and keeping it safe. It's meant to like, they say wild heart and wild spirit because it's all of those at the end as well.
Devachi
But
said.
love is good. Yes, Deva, love.
Deva is like, yeah, dude, you're fun always, by the way.
Sweet.
As well. Thank you for the
Lots of hearts and lots of love.
Also, while you were
Hmm.
saying vulnerable, right, Aanchal? I thought vulnerable is weak.
Yes, but
Being vulnerable
I
is
mean, that's what we have put it out there to be. But being vulnerable is not being weak. Being vulnerable is just really being true to yourself. It's being as open as you can be. Like if I'm walking down the street and, bad example, but bear with me, like, and if I'm in a bad mood and I just want to let it out, I don't hide away. I don't hide away because I'm worried about who someone on the road is going to look at me crying and that's going to affect me as well. No, you just be. It doesn't matter your surrounding. What matters is your inner world. Being vulnerable is being so connected to your inner world that you're not hiding, you're not layering, you're not projecting. Basically, vulnerability is like, it is the most raw form of love, I would say, with yourself. It's not being weak. We've portrayed it. See, that's why sometimes words can be so deceiving because even things like failure, when people hear failure, it's such a negative vibe that you get. Oh, you shouldn't be failing and failing is not good. But what does failing do at the end of the day? It teaches you way more than not failing would ever teach you. Not that you have to go around purposely fail. That's not what that's not what it's about. But it's just about accepting failures that happen because they're a part of life. And in that sense, vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is actually strength of the heart, which is where, even if you look at your own connections with people, you're most connected to the people that you can really be vulnerable with, that you can really be you with. Like, if I'm on a terrace and I'm looking at the sky and I'm so excited like a child, and I don't hold that back. I'm like, oh my God, look at the star and look at that and look at that, versus being like, having it all inside my head, having it all as an inner experience to hide from someone. I think, it's important that way to practice vulnerability in the smallest and biggest ways, because the smaller ways are the bigger ways. But anyway, let us begin with some fear and worry, love and surrender, and the white light healing. So there are three parts to this meditation. The first being fear and worry, the second being love and surrender, and the third being white light healing. So the reason I chose to do it this way is because I could have definitely done, one super long session of meditation, but that's also too much, because I want, and we've purposely placed it every Sunday so that you get a good week to go through whatever comes up. Okay, so for fear and worry, the essence and the crux of having this meditation of fear and worry is to just bring up your fears and your worries, bring them up into your consciousness from your subconscious to, as I guide you through the meditation, you're going to be able to sort of project this map of, okay, this is what I'm scared of. These are the things that I do that cause this in my life, and so you're going to be able to see cycles that you go through. You're going to be able to see patterns that you go through that do not serve you, that do not serve your highest good. What does do not serve your highest good mean? It just means that it is not aligned with your soul. It's not aligned with who you truly are. It's not aligned with what you want to say, with your thoughts, your actions, and your words, essentially. And fear and worry and all the things, shame, guilt, anger, all these, you know, feminine, darker, flowy energies, because that represents the darkness, right? When we look at shadows, shadow selves, shadow represents the feminine, the moon represents the feminine, hidden, things that are hidden, patterns that are hidden within us have feminine energy, water, flow, all of that is feminine. So when we look at shadow, we look at feminine, and when we look at light, we look at masculine, because we have the sun, daylight, all of those are masculine energy. So through fear and worry and love and surrender, I sort of want to bring up the shadows first, bring up the darkness, bring up the hidden into our psyches, into our consciousness, so that you can see how much of yourself or how much of your fear you are projecting onto people, okay, versus being authentic with yourself. For example, you get called to a little gig that a friend is hosting, and you don't want to go because whatever, you've had a bad day, and you just want to be with yourself, and maybe have a drink with yourself, or just journal or do something, and you say, yes, I want to go because if I don't go XYZ, or if I don't go, they will think this of me. That is shadow aspect. That is a shadow pattern.
Missing out on so many things. Missing out, oh, what if the gig was like real good? Or, oh, if like I missed a certain singer, or, oh, I'm not going to get this thing back again. But like, just worrying about not being there or missing out, not being.
This is just putting your power into these external things. Yeah. And when you do that, you're not living authentically. Because again, when we say power, it's not the kind of power that we know. It's a power within to take that step to say, no, you know what? I'm really tired today. I've had a rough day. My emotions are all over the place. I just want to be by myself. But you guys have a great time. That kind of a thing. So yes, fear and worry is just, I just want you guys to see. I just want you guys to like take it out of your system and look at it from a third person perspective, rather than being in all of that blocked energy. And the thing is, with fear, worry, anger, guilt, shame, all these things, they block our chakras. Okay, and specifically with our first meditation, which is fear and worry, fear and worry is associated with your first three chakras, which would be your root chakra, your sacral chakra and your solar plexus. Root being how secure do you feel in yourself, how connected and grounded do you feel in yourself, and how grounded and connected do you feel to the world around you. It also represents your connection with your parents, your origination, sort of where are you, your roots. You are Mansi and I am Aanchal. As Mansi and Aanchal, we have two different sets of roots that go differently, but we still have roots, right? Each of us still have, we all have roots. They're just um, either blocked or conditioned or open based on our life experiences, based on how we experience the things that happen to us. Then we have the sacral chakra, which is all about emotions and creativity. When we don't feel our emotions in our heart space, they get settled down into our sacral chakra, and then your sacral chakra can become, again, with your hips, your sexuality can become tight, um, because you're not accessing it in the right way, because you're storing the emotions rather than letting them go. When we also look at our hips, we have such a wide range of motion, but we only practice a few ranges of motion. That's why when you look at it, a lot of us have tight hips because our emotions are just stuck there. We need to be able to release them. And all of these emotions are that of lack, are that of fear, are the things that we've wanted to do but we couldn't do, or the things that we felt were not good enough for. Okay, and that, again, that directly connects into your solar plexus, which is all about your self-esteem. How confident are you in yourself? When how much is your belief in yourself? Do you believe that, do I believe that tomorrow, if with my soap company, if someone tells me to make 20,000 soaps, do I believe that I can do it, or am I going to be like, no, 20,000? That's just a number, though. It's just a number, right? If I get caught up in 20,000, I lose creating a path to be able to make that 20,000 soaps, which it's there. It's not like it doesn't exist, right? But a lot of times, that's what I mean by we put a lot of our power into the external. The external here is that 20,000 soaps, but the internal is that I know I can make 20,000 soap. I know, soaps. I know, okay, this is what I need. This is how much of this. And if you just lay it all out there like a map, which I plan to do through this meditation, what do you have? You have data. And what can you do with all that data? You can really find so many things related to yourself, your patterns, like I said, your negative patterns, what you do when someone says a certain thing, how you react when a certain energy comes through, So yeah, that's fear and worry. And I just wanted to introduce basically the chakras related. So as we move on to love and surrender, we have then your heart chakra, throat chakra, and your third eye chakra. And then for white light, we have the crown chakra, through which, or not through which, but through which from the root all the way up, we're releasing all these stuck, blocked energies within ourselves.
I had a question.
Go for it.
Why do we have to start from the root? Like, is there a reason for that?
So when we have root and so there are many ways to like tackle this. Okay, so one thing is that our root chakra is our first three chakras are the most accessible chakras to all of us. When I say that, I'm what I'm holding against it, I mean holding with it on the other side is your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown, where those are more related to expression. Those are more related to intuition, which everybody has an intuition, but everybody's intuition is developed differently. So when I'm looking at, for example, just intuition, everybody's intuition is very different. It's the same with the root chakra, but I can access my roots more easily than I can access my intuition. Or rather, the activation of the upper chakras happens with more experience, with a lot more things involved in having you experience these chakras. But when it comes to your first three chakra, security based on your connection with your parents. So that is, you are born to them. So everyone has that connection with, okay, roots, you have your parents, and then root within yourself, right? Because everyone also, again, then has a connection with self. again, the quality of the connection might be different, but even when we talk about ascending or awakening happens more when your upper chakras are awake, when your lower chakras are grounded enough that you're able to open the upper chakra. So we start with that because that is the foundation of the chakra system. Okay, which is why even when we think of intuition, it's not something you can feel. It's not some, I mean, it's something you can feel, but it's not tangible, right? It's not tangible. And that's why when, for example, I'm driving and my intuition saying take a left, but I'm going to be taking that right. We bring in that logic. That logic is still connected more towards the lower chakras. Okay, it's harder for us to trust. Okay, I'm being told somehow to take a left. Let's just take that left. So that's what I mean by more accessible and less accessible. So we start there because that's the grounding. That's the first. Okay, that's the first chakra. Even when we look at babies, the first two, like, it's funny because when my babies are, what I read, was it mouths? Yeah, so our mouths and our genitals are we're sort of like that, right? And then we start to sort of bloom as an embryo. So even for that is a very, how can I say, a very raw part of our birthing. Even though it's not like I remember how I was born or like any of those things, but it's innate. The memory still remains in your body because your body has that capacity to hold those memories. So yeah, just starting with the base. The way you would build a building, you start from the bottom so that you can have a tall building. It's as simple as that. You want a shorter building?
Making the foundation strong enough so that you can uphold the much more higher, much more, I would say, not stronger, but in a way that is more intense as you go higher and higher, right? I mean, of course, I'm not well, I don't have much knowledge as to what every chakra is for and how, until unless you actually told me that there is this certain elements and this is how it is important to have your root chakra, and then what it actually does to your organs as well. That was like, what, like, that
And
also has a certain impact.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely. And each chakra then has the organ related. Like heart chakra is the heart, throat chakra is the throat, third eye is, we all do have this energy center right here. And when you close your eyes, you're not, when you see visions, when you see pictures, when you close your eyes, when you visualize, that's using your third eye. You're not using your eyesight, because it's third eye is, it's your inner eye system basically. And then again with root, it is the lowest part of your tailbone. Now, that is also one of the first things that develops. Even when you look at a baby, the root chakra and the organs related to that are some of the few things that develop first. Right? Your brain still continues to develop as you have been birthed, as you have been conceived, because it still needs that time. It's a much higher vibration. And for example, if my lower chakras aren't aligned, or if they're not, if they're blocked, I will not be able to access any higher chakras. I will not be able to, and when I say not be able to, they won't be functioning in their full efficiency. I might I might get like few times where I listen to my intuition, few times where I feel it really strongly, few times when I really feel something and I just say it out loud without thinking about what it's, what's gonna happen, because the difference then is whether it's coming from my heart space or not. What I'm saying, what I'm doing, what I'm expressing. Yeah, but essentially the lower chakras are all about, and that's the thing, we're all so connected to logic. Okay, we're also connected to logic and the practicality of life and the masculinity of life. And when you look at it, it shows even in patriarchy. It's the same. It's all connected. All these little sections are all connected. logic, masculinity, and then the women are suppressed. The higher chakras are feminine chakras. They have feminine energy. They're all about flow. So you can see the disparity even in our reality because we're not accessing the gifts that we have, which is our energy centers, which is why I'm even doing this, because I want us all to be able to just understand that we can release the things that are holding us back, and nobody else can for us. But if you choose to take that step, it'll show you so much. It'll reveal so much to you about yourself, about the world. And I think with that knowledge, at least for me, I think it becomes my responsibility to share that then. If I'm healing myself and if I'm feeling better, and like about 4 years ago, very different person. Leave 4 years ago, like a couple of months ago, but like 4 years ago, completely different person. I was a completely different person, and that's when I took out a journal and I was like, okay, this journal is gonna be like just the most honest thing that I'm gonna do. And I started doing some research about how do I just feel better. How do I just stop feeling so stuck in my life? And I get onto this website. It was something called selfactualize.org, and this guy is telling me it's going to take you 2 years to begin to shift even the smallest bit of thing in your system. And I was just like, are you serious? I thought it was just going to be like a do some work on yourself and I'm ready to go. And it's really not. It's something you choose every day, every single day, until you can't choose no more, which is death. Because every day we do have a choice. So yeah, should we dive into some questions or if you have any questions, go for it.
While you were saying all of this, I could relate to so much that you actually told, because um, you went so fast, because there were so many things that I was like, I don't want to pause you because like you're in the middle. I didn't want to interrupt at all. But the fact that you said you feel so stuck up, I felt that maybe a few months ago actually, and now I've just started revealing. I mean, having those, when it again, when you talk about the logic thing, it makes so much sense. At that time, it really doesn't. If there is no practical answer to it, fuck it. I don't think it really makes sense, because I mean, how is that impossible?
Exactly.
And we have completely ignored that you are an intuitive, and everyone is intuitive as a person, and we have definitely weakened that communication towards yourself and to things around you, saying that everything in this world needs a logical answer. I mean,
But
if
it
it's
doesn't.
no, it really doesn't, because there is so much to it, and you I mean, you do feel emotions, right? I mean, you do feel intangible things, right? I mean,
Yeah.
uh, and
And
the
that
very
way,
existence,
even your
very
intuition
energy that
is
you have.
tangible.
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry,
really?
sorry. Yeah,
Go
I mean, your intuition is tangible in the sense of that feeling that you get. Because when you do get an intuitive message, it's also come, like for me, again, it depends on different people, because some people hear things, some people feel things, some people see things, but I feel a lot. So for me, when an intuitive message comes, I feel it actually. I think a lot of the times I feel it in my sacral chakra is because it sort of sometimes brings back memories of you haven't emotions of this is what you need to be accepting, as much as it's a feeling inside. Or sometimes I even do, hear it. It's called clairvoyance, clairaudient, clairsentient. Basically, when you can see things that are not visible to the naked eye because they're visible to your mind's eye, basically. And that's essentially how we communicate with higher energies. It's through coincidences, synchronicities. What do you think those are? Those are basically signs. It's basically evidence. For example, if if I start trying to heal myself and I'm focusing on meditation very much all the things around myself, in terms of either on my Instagram or around me, people talking, meditation will come up a lot. And that's just evidence of, okay, this is what I'm doing in my life. I'm focusing my energy on meditation, and it's showing up. It's showing up for me. And then, that's how you receive messages. That's how you connect with higher energies. And again, you need that basis, that you need that foundation of these three chakras to be able to access our intuition. So as much as we have given it that importance, I think we've given it too much importance, that, like you said, we've forgotten our connection with our feminine side, because all of us have masculine and feminine energy, whether you're a male or a female. All of us have it. And what does masculine and feminine energy represent? Masculine is logic, reasoning, analyzing things, taking action, moving forward, thinking practically, okay, organizing things, doing things. Feminine is all about flowing, and masculine is also giving. Feminine is receiving, flowing, just being, just holding space. That's what, when you look at it, that's what it is, right? Mother Nature holds space for what? For all this nature to grow and teach us all of these things. Is Mother Nature doing anything? No, she's being. She's being the soil. She's being the air. She's being, all of these things, all of these elements, the four elements, so that through those elements, birth can take place. Because she is fertile. And what does Pacha Papa? So we call her Pacha Mama, which is basically Mother Earth. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a Mexican.
Oh, in which language? You said Mexican.
I think the Mexicans refer to it as Pachamama and Pachapapa. And what does Pachapapa do? He with his mind, he thinks and he puts into, and again, it's not even like a he or she. I don't want to use those things, but like spirit puts into play, what you want, what you need. And Pachamama just holds space for all of that to just be. The same way that even when a child is conceived, the woman is the void space, right? And she receives from the masculine. And from that, what happens is birth, because there's union. So, yeah.
Do you think we all have become too masculine in life and have just kind of weakened energy of...
When you look at it, actually, all of our relationships, whether it's with your best friend, whether it's with someone you just met, whether it's with your parents, it's polarity at the end of the day. So, today, if let's say a friend of mine, we're going on a trip, okay, we're going to drive to Goa, let's just say we're going to drive to Goa. He says, okay, I'm going to, be in charge of the driving, and I'm going to make sure we reach the destination and all of that. That's him being in his masculine, saying, okay, I'm going to take charge, I'm going to make this happen. What can the feminine do? Again, this is balance of feminine and masculine. What can I do? I can make like a sweet snack basket or something to keep us fine on the way, to make sure we're okay, right? Now, that is masculine meeting feminine energy. And again, even the woman could be like, okay, today I'm going to drive to Goa, and it doesn't matter what the gender is, as long as somebody is assuming one role, which usually that happens. Now, if the masculine tells me I'm going to be driving to Goa and I'm going to take us there safely, and if I'm going to be like, no, I'm going to be driving to Goa, I'm going to be driving to Goa, and then they say, and so then again, polarity shifts where it becomes masculine, because I'm also taking on a masculine role. Then he has a choice to either come back with masculine and just keep hitting heads and say, no, I'm going to drive, or, he can say, okay, fine, you drive. Or the other situation is he says, I'm going to drive. The woman says, yes, okay, that's peace. I'm going to bring in these, collaboration, harmony. That's what it is. And a lot of our fear and worry is because we're internally, our masculine and feminine are fighting with each other. They're just like, no, I want to be doing this. No, I want to be doing this. No, I want to just be, no, you got to be doing this. Today you didn't do any work. You got to be doing this. Today you got to rest. You haven't rested. Or like all of these it's just polarity at the end of the day. and everything you do and say has masculine and feminine energy. So through this fear and worry, I just want to bring it all up. I just want to show you. I mean, again, I'm not going to be showing you. I'm just going to be holding space so that you can show yourself where, you know, you're putting all of your time, where you're putting all of your energy. Yeah, I can go on forever. Stop me.
No, because Aanchal, like again, I mean, I've not been taught all of this, and when you meet someone who can actually show you the way or show you how you can develop all these things and really study yourself, study your body, study your energy, study. I mean, I wasn't taught all of this before. I wasn't, even as I said, I did speak about this before. I mean, I was doing yoga and all of that, but no one told me like what and why we're doing what we're doing. I mean, just, yeah, you got to do it because blah, 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 whatever is written in the books or whatever people see, but experiencing by yourself and really, really, even when you said there is a masculine and feminine, a lot of people are like, I'm masculine, I don't have feminine energy. It's not that way. I mean, as you said, it's not genders.
Yeah,
At
it's
the
just
time,
energy.
people confuse it to be gender, and that's why a lot of men also, I can be weak or something, or uh, men don't cry because women are the ones who are crying. I mean, this is just a very simple example that I can put out
Absolutely.
as a
And
mom.
it's a
And
very, very valid example.
when you say it's, I mean, crying is weak, and as I said again, vulnerable and being all of those qualities that we very strongly hold are
Mhm.
are weak.
Yeah, that's what we're told. That's what we're
Yeah,
told.
that's what you've told, and that's what we have believed
Mm.
so far.
Yeah, more than being told, that's what we believe truly.
That's a belief,
Um,
because in movies and in comics and things in places when people you know, tease other people, sometimes I just, it's, I mean, I don't want to be the serious person who's just going to say, oh, this is wrong and not, but it just impacts, it has such an impact in the
it
long term,
does. It does.
and you don't realize that.
Yeah. And I remember, so this was, I think this happened 2 years ago in my yoga class. But again, there are so many theories about getting your nose pierced. Okay, so again, left side is feminine, right side is masculine. Which is why if you notice while doing yoga, after a good workout, they tell you after shavasana, get up from your right hand side because you've just warmed your body up. So you get up from the side of the sun, which is warmth, or cool is the moon, which is feminine. And it's not good and bad. There's no good and bad. It's as yeah, take them as two of the same, not two, but basically as polarity, because they are not, one is not better than the other, but together is, when they come together is when things happen. And that's exactly what our masculine and feminine represent. When they come together is when things can happen. Sorry, I forgot your question. What was it again? Okay, I got it. So sorry. But
Thank
my
you,
yoga
because
teacher
I forgot.
yeah. But basically, she was telling us in class that, if you pierce your left hand side, you're sort of like reducing your feminine energy in your body. And I remember just hearing that and getting so worked up and frustrated because I'm like, again, because, and I believed it because when she said it, it connects with my heart, right? So when such a strong feeling comes through, it's because it's resonated with me and it connects with me. So when she said that, I was just like, so where do we get the right information from? There's so much information out in this world. What do you believe? What do you believe? How do you even choose to navigate? Okay, this is my path, or I'm going to do this to heal myself. That's where your heart comes in. That's where your heart comes in, and that's where I learned, because back then I was so frustrated. She has answers, and where the hell do I find answers from? Like, where does this come from? Why isn't everyone being told these things? It's important for everyone to know these things. If I know that it's reducing my feminine, it's like reducing my feminine is connected to everything. Anything is connected to everything, right? So I just remember being so frustrated, and that's why you just realize your heart is your navigation system. If it doesn't resonate with your heart, it's not for you. You know, your mind might be like, this notebook looks so beautiful and I just gotta have it because my journaling will be better. And your heart's like, no, Anch, I don't think so. I think, you know, what you have is great, or we could find something better. But and then again I have a choice. Do I take it, or do I listen to my heart, or do I just take it? And like, we've all experienced so many times in our lives where you choose to not listen to your intuition, and then, you know, you do whatever you have to do, and at the end you're just like, shut up, should have just listened to that voice in my head. It's there for a reason. And that's like the other thing about intuition, is it comes from a sacred place. Logic is very mental, it's very masculine, and again it's very sacred. We have both the divine feminine and divine masculine. They're both sacred energies. When you tap into that sacred version of the energy, because masculine energy has a light and shadow aspect, so does feminine energy. Okay, where in the masculine, the light aspect will be being able to take action, being able to be grounded and practical, and you know, make decisions. Okay, you know, where you also are not so self-centered, where you're not so narcissistic. And the shadow aspects are only thinking about yourself, would be you know, doing something with not a great intention. For example, if you're doing a business, cheating someone, for example, those are all shadow aspects of masculine. Feminine light aspects are creativity. Okay, just flowing, you know, through your day, where you know, yes, you have a list, but if things are not going as per my list, I'm not like, oh my god, my life is done, they're not going through as, you know, my day is not following through as I've listed it out. But just being able to flow, being able to stop, being able to look at the things around you and really access their beauty. Shadow aspects of the feminine are also stagnancy, not being able to express yourself, you know, having your heart chakra feel closed, not feeling connected to yourself or feeling connected to the world around you. Yeah, so when, you know, the harmony of the two, whenever right now the reality is we've separated it, but the reality is that they're the same thing. The way a cell, you know, a battery has positive and negative, it's not like you need one cell for positive and one cell for negative. That one single cell has both. That's exactly how we are. We are that one single battery that has positive and negative. It's not up here and down there, but it's everywhere. You know, left side, right side. Different chakras are different, have different either masculine or feminine energy based on the organs, based on colors, based on all of that. So also through this meditation, if it's possible for anyone joining here and still listening in, it would be great if y'all could get either a red color candle or a yellow color candle, or a red, or orange, or a yellow candle to represent the root, sacral, or solar plexus chakra. If you don't have those colors, it's totally fine. You just get a white candle, or whatever color you have is fine. But we want to bring in the candle because again, even candlelight is very sacred. That's why, you know, even if you look at rituals in our puja rooms, or in church, we light candles, because a candle keeps the light intact. It basically shines light on the darkness. So even through our journey, I want us to be able to have that light with us, to be able to guide us through, you know, where at some points it might get really dark, and it might get really uncomfortable, and you might, you know, there are possibilities that people might even want to just cry. But with that light, we're gonna have that support as well. It doesn't seem like lighting a candle is gonna support me, but energetically it does support. It does.
No, don't say it doesn't. It does.
It definitely. My candlelit baths every evening, I've been doing that for now 4 months. Life changing.
Wait, what do you
life
mean by bath?
changing.
Is it just like just light a candle and what? I
And
mean, just the warmth is enough.
no, and again, it's not like candlelit bath. I just turn off the lights, and instead of the lights, I put two candles on. So
Oh,
it's
is
the
it?
bath and all that is the same. It's just the light source of light.
Okay, okay. Got
And
it.
but I feel like it just dims the light so perfectly, and it's so natural, and it's usually after like a yoga session. So I'll do my yoga, have a candlelit bath, and I'm ready. I'm ready for bed. It
I
just
think we
calms
really
me down.
we all need to have that kind of rituals. And actually,
Yeah.
the main thing that I am looking forward is the fact that you are able to, even when you said masculine, feminine, um, I was able to relate to it so much because then I can understand what I'm feeling and being aware of it and really
Mm-hmm.
know why I'm feeling what I'm feeling and trying to act on it and just being better than before and really being better in receiving and better in giving. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that is so important and is just going to open up yourself to so many dimensions of your life.
Yeah. And I love the word that you use, better, because there is no best. There's always a better, and there will always be a better. So even when, you're asking your God or the universe for things, ask for what you want, but also be open to something better always. Because when you say better, to me, it's equivalent to change, which means better equals I'm open to change. I can have something more or less or something, added to make it a better experience. So I think that's important, just to want to be better than who you were a couple of minutes ago, yesterday, like, and that choice comes in every second of your life. The more you choose to choose or to like acknowledge that choice, I think it becomes easier. It becomes easier to for you to just flow through these things. And let me just also put it out there, you know, through my healing, which started 4 years ago, it's a lifetime thing. It's never gonna end. When it ends again is when I am no longer here on this earth. But it's and again, this is the same thing I started with, is when is this going to end? When am I going to be? When am I going to be better? When am I going to feel better? I can feel better right now if I choose to.
Hmm.
And I can choose to do that for the rest of my life. Or I can choose to do whatever. And that's not saying that I've chosen everything in my life perfectly, and there's no perfect here. There is no perfect. There is no good or bad. There is no right and wrong. What exists though is your heart. Your heart. Each one of us have this beautiful organ, and when we're kids, I remember being told so many times, there's this one joke, like, how do you um, like, we always associated loving someone with your heart, but actually, and then people brought out the fact that no, but it's your mind sending signals to your heart. Yes, but your heart has its own wisdom, which we do not know of. Our hearts have so much more wisdom than our minds. It's a very different kind of wisdom. It's a tangible wisdom versus a not so tangible, which then can become tangible once you get used to it, once you get to know how it works. That's the only reason it's not tangible, is because we're not in tune with it. We're not aligned with it.
Yeah.
Where, like, small example, a few months ago, I was at a peak of just being so aligned with myself, to the point that I would be, like, the family and I would just be playing Uno every, evening, just to, like, this is when the lockdown happened, and I would just not I was just there, and every card that I was picking, my higher self was telling me, okay, this one you got to pick. And I would win every game. The game where my higher self or my intuition told me, don't pick that one, I didn't listen, I lost. I kid you not, I practiced it so hard. I was like, okay, let's really see, let's figure out, let's get some evidence of what we're doing and how it's really affecting my life. And I'm not even kidding, I'm not even joking. But I won every game just by listening to my heart and my mind. And having them, or rather holding space for them to be in harmony with each other. And it's crazy. And you just know, somehow you just know. There's this feeling of like, listen, I'm gonna win this game. And you just feel it, you know, like.
Dude, I'm just like, when you said Uno, I was like, I wish there's some poker or something where you just like
No, I don't think.
So
Not so, not
that
so
I'm
heavy
like,
also.
okay, fine, I will. But I'll put it out anyway because it is something I was like, oh yeah, maybe. You could probably play that around over there as well.
But it's so connected. Isn't it? Poker has a lot to do with energy, has a lot to do with body language, has a lot to do with all these things. Smaller details, smaller aspects, yeah.
You can study the language without that person even doing anything.
Exactly.
You can study the language of the person, especially if this happens. See, I don't know all of that, but I've seen, this is my observation, this has been my observation so far, that people playing at the poker, right? And you just know people, the reactions, the eyes that are moving, the tension. You know when you feel that tension in the room or in that space, and it's like, it's going to go either good or like bad. So I'm sure, dude, we all have had that. But yeah, this is
also, I wanted to just throw in there before anything else, that for this special gig that we have lined up for everyone at the end of the meditation, we've curated it with a lot of care, and we have a very special guest for you. I'm not going to give you any more details about it, but I just want to say that this gig is a short one, but it's very specially and sweetly curated by the three of us, Mansi, me, and my other friend, who I will not mention right now. But we've curated it in such a way that it really targets the three chakras. And that it really sort of helps us get into a space. And we've curated in such a way that it takes you on a journey. And I want to say more, but I'm not going to say more. But I just hope you guys really enjoy it and stay tuned. Just stay tuned for it. I'm so excited.
And guys, before we leave, this is a couple of things that people were looking forward to the most. Actually, I'll just read probably maybe a few of them. A lot of people said how to be happy. That's cute. How to be happy. Mind healing with Aanchal. A lot of let's say for better clarity of starting up a new journey. I'm just going to read it out. Pause me when I have to.
Yeah.
And there's one person's written, I'm hoping this project would help me believe my ability and accept it fully, as well as allow me to evolve evolve as a better person and make good choices, or even enlighten me with tips to grow consciously.
Okay, so it definitely will. So some of the other questions that I remember also, you know, are you going to be giving us tips and things to do to practice, you know, to be more mindful,
learning how to be with my
and authentic with yourself, and connected. Definitely. So the main aim of all of this is that I just want to hold space and sort of guide you in such a way where it's almost like I'm giving you a book and I'm telling you to write, but I'm not giving you any structure as to write a poem or write 50 words or write this. You just gotta express it. But I'm gonna be holding space in such a way that I also allow the energy to pass through our collective connection, to be able to target these things, to be able to target your chakras, to be able to you know, allow you to feel safe to bring out these things. Because I think the most important thing is you need to allow yourself, you know, you need to allow yourself, and you need to be able to feel safe. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to be creating a safe space when it comes to giving tips and all of that, for sure. I'm going to have a bunch of things that you can do. But again, I'm going to be telling you a lot of different things. You got to try these things out and see what resonates with you, what feels right within your body, what feels right in your mind. Because what works for me might not work for you. It's possible that it can work for you, but there's also a possibility that it doesn't. But the main thing through all of these is that I'm going to be giving you um, this brown paper package with all these little goodies inside. Okay, and I'm going to give you, I'm just going to be, the whole process of the meditation is putting all these things in this brown paper packet, and at the end I'm giving it to you. Now you also have to put in that work. Okay, each one who wants to come through and who wants to change themselves, y'all are here because you want to make that change. Nobody's told you to come or sign up for this live. Nobody has told you to register for it. Nobody has told you to do the things that I tell you about, right? So telling you about each chakra and what you can do, you got to find your way through it. And I'm always here, like, through our reflection sessions, throughout the whole thing, I'm here to give you some guidance. But at the end of the day, you are your best teacher. You are your best teacher when you make all of these, when you internalize these tools. Because as much as we all have a heart, we all use it differently. As much as we all human, we all express differently. So I'm going to be holding that base space, that common space, that safe space for us to heal, for us to just open up to ourselves.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. It's again, this is work. This is not just, I mean, it's not like, okay, these sessions are done, and then you're just going to be like, oh wow, like, I mean, yes, you're going to go through transition, but you'll always go through transition. You're always going to keep getting better. You're always going to experience things. But this is just going to give you, I guess, more stronger tools to really enhance the experience even further in future. I'm sure.
And that's also why I sort of kept it on the Sundays, right? So that you have that time, you have a good week, because even after the meditation is done through the week, if you're really open and if you can really allow yourself to be present in the moments of the meditation through the week, you're gonna see things. And when I say you're gonna see things, things are gonna come into your awareness of what you do, of how you react to a certain situation. All these things are slowly gonna keep coming through. So I want that week, where yes, we're gonna be doing a reflection, and everyone please carry a journal as well, so that we can you can note down anything at any moment if you feel like. But most importantly, at the end, we're going to open up a space to share your experience. But I also strongly recommend that each one just writes down something. Put a timer for 5 minutes. Just it's called flow writing or something like that, where you just write in your stream of consciousness. Just write down. So the work is important. The change happens. It's been 4 years now, and I remember, like I was mentioning earlier, when I read that it's going to take me 2 years to even make a change or like see something, I was just like, are you kidding me? What was it? I was looking for a quick fix, but there is no quick fix. This is life. There is no quick fix. And there is that's actually the most beautiful thing about it, is that you get so many tries, that you get so many chances, that you get so many opportunities to choose, that they never end. They only end when you think that they end, or when you tell yourself a belief that they've ended. So
that is true, dude.
yeah,
When you feel life, oh shit, life's over and there's nothing.
yeah,
This is such a good point that you brought out, where you get endless chances and endless choices every single day, every hour of the day.
absolutely, never ending. Until, I mean, not never ending, but whenever we're meant to end, it ends. And yeah, every day we, like, that's what it is. You just start bringing into your awareness that literally every single move I make, I have a choice. I have a choice. And the other thing, the other beautiful thing about this human life is that we have free will. Today, if I want to express myself, shout out to Poison Ivy, to Jess, because you just made this example come through or helped this example come through. But tomorrow, if I want to express myself on a mad, huge canvas, I'm going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Right? And who is stopping me? Me. And if I, in my soul, if I feel like, if I feel like, hey, tomorrow I feel like I want to expand on this canvas. I feel like I want to, do all these things. Do it. That's what you got to do. With these choices that we have, we focus on the choices that we have made. Let's say, for example, I'm 25. Let's say I have 10,000 billion chances that I have in my lifetime. Till 25, I've just made I mean, technically living life is a choice. So I've made a choice every day. But with the choices that have not brought me what I want, let's say there are 10,000 of them, I have so many more chances than I do of the ones that were mistakes. So why focus on them? Right? Why focus on those mistakes when I have so much more space on that canvas to explore myself? Right? It's all about doing.
Cornering yourself through the
Absolutely.
things. Cornering yourself. You just like, dude, go out in the space and fucking like go, fly or whatever. Just do. But
Tomorrow you want to pack your
what do
bags?
you do?
I secretly want to pack my bags and just live in Bali. That would be great. But
Even if you have the slightest thing in your head, dude, I was just talking to my dad the other day, and I was like, listen, I hate the education system. There is something called green school in Bali, and like a lot of people are going there, and the parents are actually shifting to Bali and all of that. And he's like, so they're planning on living there to Bali. There's no like, there are no dorm rooms or what. I was saying no. So the parents go. So you're going to go to Bali. I was like, Bali is a wonderful place. I don't mind going there at all. And even if there is a future, slightest chance of me going there, oh, I will definitely.
and see how we even talk about it. You're even talking about it as like slightest chance. It's very far away in our head. We're like, tomorrow pack my bags and go to Bali. Yo. Are you serious? But no, but if I'm feeling it in my heart, I'm dead serious. My soul is just like, Aunt, you gotta pack your bag. And now I'll never know what happens if I pack my bag and go to Bali tomorrow, because I'm not gonna be packing my bag and go to Bali tomorrow. But you'll never know if you never do it. You'll only know the choices that were wrong or mistakes. And I do that because they're there for a reason. They have a lesson. They are a blessing. They are a gift. Our mistakes and our failures.
I'm just thinking, how many times have I told myself to just pack the bags and just leave?
And just scoot, right?
Leave. But then it's just like, leave and do the shit. Like, but then even if you can't, even if you think that you can't, just try in simple steps. You don't have to do it, at a time. You don't have to sit and pack your bags. Maybe you can sit and pack your bags a few months later.
One t-shirt at a time.
A few months later. And how you plan on that? By daily taking those decisions of really going back a little further, but trying to act on it is important.
Yeah, and again, that I would say that's more of a ground. Not that one is good or one is bad, but that's more of a grounded approach where okay, I want to go to Bali. I'm gonna plan for it so well, and in 5 months I'm gonna be able to scoot. And 5 months you're gone. And then there's the other thing. Again, it's a very grounded masculine versus like flowy feminine. But tomorrow, or right now, if I'm feeling so strongly that I gotta just pack, like I'm in the middle of work. Let's just say I'm in the middle of work. It's something within me so strongly so strongly is telling me, go home, pack your bags, and leave today. What is going to happen? The next thing that's going to happen is, how do I book my ticket? Do I have enough money?
So many, a
Yes.
list of things, dude. A list of things.
Which sure you do need.
Yeah, that's your mind telling you like, dude, bad idea. Don't freaking do it. But this is for the longevity, so might as well listen to this, and this will eventually align.
Yeah, because
So
when we
figure it out, dude. Aanchal, that has become a mantra, dude. Like in Shishi, it's just do some random ass project that is so impractical and just figure it out.
Yeah.
And you will,
And the
eventually.
beauty is we like just being in Trishti, we have, you know, and I'm speaking out of personal experience of both of us, but like sometimes you just have no idea what you have started, have no idea where you're going to go with it, and you know, there are moments where you're like, okay, like I think I need some help right here, but who helps you out? You, right? Because who's allowing that self-doubt to come through? You. So if you have that operation system, you have you have the controls, and you keep choosing to press worry, fear,
Oh my
what will
God,
happen, what will happen,
that
what will happen,
is.
when you have all the other buttons,
Aanchal,
you're
have
never
you
going to be able
ever
to press any of the others.
experienced the most dramatic situations in your head? But in reality, it was nothing like that at all. At all.
Exactly.
You just made it up in the head, like the movies, the trailer, the climax, douche, doomed, one bomb. This is gonna be a
And that's
disaster.
it. Even while watching a movie, just the way you react or respond to the movie will tell you about yourself, will tell you so much about yourself.
Not just movies, Aanchal.
Yeah, not with every single thing you do, but
You know, when
because
someone tells you, and I read something very interesting. It said, when you explain things, right, when you're trying to explain things to others, it's basically you trying to explain that to yourself.
yes,
It's not you telling the others, you know, you should do this, you should do that. It is
yes,
basically you telling yourself
you tell
that
me.
you should be doing that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And
be aware of when this happens. Probably be aware of uh, what are you really trying to tell yourself. What are you really trying to accomplish? What are you really trying to be?
and in that sense, that is also why we're all here together, because as much, I mean, again, if there are people around me, nobody reflects to me or back to me what I need to heal. When there are people around me, how do they reflect back? You know, let's say my mom tells me to do something and I'm just like, oh, come on. Right now, that tells me so much about what I'm going through, the situation, you know, how you know, what is the root cause of me doing that. And with every single thing we do, with every single thing we do, that control remains the same. That control box that we have remains the same. You either have choose, or you can go with the flow, you can listen to your heart, or you can just be fearful and be stuck. But the point is that that control system has all of the controls. It's the same way our mind does not know positive and negative thoughts. If it did, we would be able to filter it out. We wouldn't have, you know, uh, essentially mental illnesses would not exist, I feel. But our mind does not know positive and negative. Our mind knows thoughts. So if I'm going to feed my mind positive thoughts or negative, again, negative meaning something that's disaligned, not aligned with you, okay?
Yeah.
Positive thoughts, what's going to happen? That's what it's going to loop through your system, right? But it doesn't know positive. If I'm sitting here telling myself, I really hate what I did that day. I shouldn't have. Like, you know, I'm such a. My mind does not know that I'm shitting on myself. My mind is not knowing that I'm not being gentle with myself. My mind does not know that I'm not being grateful with myself. My heart knows that. My heart feels that. My mind does not. At the same time, if I'm sitting here and if I'm telling myself, I have everything that I need within me. I'm enough. You know, I'm strong and I'm so vulnerable at the same time, and I accept who I am.
Anchal, how many times in a day you say that? And how many
Exactly.
times in a day you have cursed yourself repeatedly, endlessly?
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, even a few moments ago, you did something you regret it. Dude, it's just gone. Like, don't
Yeah.
fucking get back like on it. Like, just
Absolutely.
leave it. The
Yeah.
embarrassments, the the regrets. But I guess regret of not having to do what you really wanted to do through from your heart is the biggest
Mm-hmm.
uh like the whole
That, I
most
know what you mean.
devastating feeling. I mean, even if I had died, I would have at least died, and I would have died. I mean, like मैं गालियाँ खा लूंगी, but मैं
Yeah. Yeah. And
I'll do that shit.
these things that you're talking about can be as small as going up and giving someone you think is special a hug. You know,
As simple as
it's a
that.
small, it's like, it's the basic, simplicity, the basic stuff. Thank you. You're welcome. Hi, good morning, good afternoon. All these things are basic, and they were meant to form a connection. Why do we shake hands? Why do we shake hands? We have energy centers in our palms. So when you shake somebody else's hand, you acknowledge their energy. You are here, welcome. Okay, where you sort of initiate the space to flow your energy through the person. What is a hug? It's the same thing. Your heart meets the other person's heart and you embrace, right? So it's all basic. It's all the simple things that we have learned, that we've been taught,
Yeah.
but we just put that in a box and said, this is something you do only for this, only at this time, and it's become like a formality. Where sometimes I'll be saying thank you to someone, or even in Shrishti, actually, this happened where me and the printer were not great. I barely knew how to use that printer when I first joined. And I was concerned about my own self. And then one of our seniors, I forgot her name in your batch, but she was there, and I waited with her because I wanted to make sure that she also knew how to use the printer so that she could get her stuff. And she looked at me and she was kind of like, like, why is this girl hovering around? And I was like, she's like, are you here to like help me out? And I was like, yeah, I just want to like make sure you also can figure it out. And so she's like, like, what?
Yeah, like
And I was just
not
like,
such
oh,
things
okay.
happen, or but Anchal, I will tell you this: there is a ripple effect to whatever you do. Okay,
Yeah,
the more you give, the more you'll receive, and it's not a myth.
it's not.
It's when you
But
put yourself
it's
out
a
there
myth.
in the
It's a
universe
myth when
through
you,
your right intentions.
exactly.
Through your right intentions, don't be fucking selfish, okay?
Yeah,
Don't be fucking selfish.
that's right. That's right.
You negotiate with God. You know, I used to hate going to temples because people go there to negotiate with God. Oh God, please, if you do this, this thing is going to happen, and I will do this things. You are being so selfish, dude. And I think that the people who do go, not all of them, I'm not saying all of them do, but I'm saying
Mm.
genuinely when you wish for something, I mean, don't do it for a selfish reason. Genuinely do it, and you will definitely bear the fruit in the long run. And don't do anything for expectations, and expectations is huge, dude. It's huge. You just
Exactly.
expect so many things from
And
people.
it ruins the crux of you even wanting to do something. Like, if I feel tomorrow, like, I want to frame okay, so I did this. So something in my heart was telling me to frame these two paintings that my friend did when she was at my house. Okay, if I had not framed those two paintings, that would be one of the things that would have been like, ah, shit, I wish I did it. I wish I did it. I wish. Why? Because my intention behind it was that when she was doing those paintings, she was so in the flow. She was so in tune with herself. I had some work to do on the side, and she was at home, and she had come to help with the workshop, and I didn't want to just, have her be sitting on her phone or anything. So I asked her, are you open to painting? She was like, cool. So I bought a bunch of paints, gave her my book, and Bensi was in her zone. And so I was like, this is a special moment for me to be able to experience you being in your zone. And it's given me so much beautiful energy. So,
Yeah.
just that intention of, and what did I do it for? I did it for
Very well
me. I didn't do
said.
it for her. I did it
Yeah.
for me because
Yeah.
I felt like in that moment we were so connected and she was so connected. And so it does not matter after that whether she likes it, whether she hates it, whether she puts it up on her wall or whether she throws it away. It does not matter. What matters is that my heart called out to me and said, Anch, I think you should do this. I think it's going to, and your heart doesn't, it's very different when you get a message from your heart. It's not like, Anch, you got to do this. This will happen and that'll happen. You'll get this from it. No, it's very,
Yeah.
like someone's putting their hand and she's saying, Anch, I think you should do this. It's very sweet. It's very graceful even. So intention is the key, where I can be practicing yoga without intention for the rest of my life and I won't be able to feel anything. Sure, I might lose a little weight, I might strengthen my body a little bit, but the psyche, which is also a lot about what yoga is about, it's everything that yoga is about. For you to be able to stay in that asana, hold it for 30 seconds, go deeper into it, make sure your awareness is wherever it has to be. It's all in the mind. So intention is key
For everything, Aanchal.
for
For everything.
everything, absolutely.
I
For
mean,
everything.
just as a simple conversation, I hate it when people look at their phone while talking to
Mm.
people. I hate it
Yeah.
when they look into their phone while having food. I hate
Mm.
it like, dude, give your attention.
Yeah.
Give your attention to whatever you're doing. Even if it is writing, even if it is texting, even if it is talking to someone, and give that energy, give your whole attention because it's very important.
And it's just it's very, again, it's a very basic thing. It's respect, mutual respect, right? When someone talks to you, you respect the fact that they're putting in that energy to communicate with you. You
Yeah.
don't look somewhere else and, like, and it's not okay. Even for me, a lot of times I've had conversations with people, which, again, I'm not holding it against them, but I have experienced conversations where I don't feel heard at all. Now, am I going to go home and you know feel sad about it? Yes, sometimes it definitely gets me down, but I'm going to be there for myself. I'm going to put the intention into myself that I wanted from them. That, again, even though it's an expectation, it's a very basic thing. So it sort of, it's not an expectation at the end of the day. Things like greeting someone, things like respecting someone. And when I say respect is different in any situation. Respect changes in every situation, but it's still respect at the end. So I think these basic things that we've been taught when we were small, like, it's so easy for me to say thank you, and I'm so grateful that my parents have taught me that. You know,
Ah,
it's like, thank you is, you fill petrol, I'm saying thank you. Like anything, because what are you doing? You're sharing, you're putting that effort. And again, the quality of effort is not my issue, right? It reflects the person, but my responsibility is to hold that space for you, no matter where you are in your journey, no matter who you are. That's how connected we actually all are.
that's right.
And when you do good for somebody, when you do good for yourself, because it all starts with self, when you do something good for yourself, you're doing something good for everyone around you. If I can have a daily ritual that keeps me sane,
Then the
it's
things
not just for
around
me.
you, the things who are going to, people who are going to meet are going
Exactly.
to you.
It's for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do it with that intention. I
Yeah.
do it with that intention for the highest and greatest good of all. Because without all, I don't exist. Without the all, right? It's called universe. Even when you look at music, universe. It's the collective verse that everybody sings together. That's what the universe is in music. And that's what we call as the universe, because we're all vibrating together.
Yeah.
with our own energies, with our own frequencies, and all of that. Yeah.
I can go on and
We,
on.
I, Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I wanted this to not be
You
so
said
long.
half an hour, dude. And I'm just like, you know what the hell? I want to know these things, okay? I'm genuinely this
But
person who love having deep conversations. I'm not someone
yeah,
who's just going to. I mean, you
no,
can just
sure.
come here, sit down, and chat away.
And get into it.
You need to really learn, be curious, be like, okay, what do you have, for me today, and
Yeah.
what have I become a better person by meeting you,
I've
or have
also I felt that very much. I really enjoy the space that we share whenever we get on a call or on a conversation, because I think it's really sweet. It brings up so much goodness even within me, and I'm glad that I can share all of that with you guys and all of that.
yeah, and I'm sure
Peaceful.
this is going to happen, and that's the kind of space that you, me, and hope to create even more. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, if if the universe does give us the freedom to really go above and beyond with this, because I'm really looking forward, Aanchal, to this.
Yeah,
I
me
really
too.
because it's not for the benefit of just you and me. It's for the
For
benefit
everyone.
of and the connection with
The
people,
collective
the collective
consciousness.
consciousness of all of this coming together, and really it's very powerful, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Regardless the number,
yeah,
it's it's
exactly.
the it's the
Exactly.
intensity that it shines. One star can shine bright and light up the whole sky.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so
Right.
true. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about how yesterday there were so many stars in the sky, more than I've seen in quite a while. So it was nice. And we would talk about how imagine how big they are and how bright they actually are for us to be able to see them twinkling from here.
Yeah.
Like, oh my Lord. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any last few questions or any queries that we have not
Uh,
addressed yet by any
mm,
chance?
uh,
Hello, Kanika.
hey, Kani, that's here. Okay, not questions as such, but um, for better clarity of starting up a new journey of life, guided meditation, looking forward to a good experience and some great insights, inner growth and transformation, to let go of my worries. Um,
Mhm. Also, we have made an itinerary, just so you guys know, we've made an itinerary for, like we have a plan and all of that, but it's definitely going to change. Just putting it out there that it's definitely going to change because, again, I'm an intuitive person, and all my practices are intuitive, whether it's tarot reading, whether it's healing of any form, whether it's a meditation of any kind. And what that means is, or rather, the thing that's going to bring in those changes is the energy that I'm tapping into. So let's say I've planned to, like, again, bear with my example. Let's say I've planned to sing a song, okay, or start with a song. If I'm tapping into the energies and the energies are not feeling like it needs a song, it's feeling like it needs a dance, and I'm going to go with the dance. And I'm going to be guided. I'm going to be the vessel holding us all. But I just want to put it out there that as much as we do have a bit of a lineup for you guys, things like we're going to be open in the flow. We're also going to do things, so there's going to be that harmony again, masculine, feminine, and yeah, excited for that little after party as well at the end.
oh, yes.
Yes.
Also, I want to put this out. It's only live. I won't be recording this because uh, the main thing of Aanchal even channeling these energies is very important, and that's why we're not recording the session, because the whole aspect of the connection, with the people around and with Aanchal, of course, is
Hmm.
goes away. So if there are people who are interested and are not able to make it up on 22nd, 29th, if we do find, if there are enough requests,
That's a
we plan
requirement.
on conducting the Fear and Worry on 29th also, or maybe we change the dates. Let's
Yeah.
see. Either it's going to be 22nd or 29th, in between. Let's see. Like
Yeah.
we'll probably have to look that up. If there are
Yeah.
people who cannot join on 22nd, so
Yeah. So
uh,
we'll definitely be having the 22nd session. And apart from the session that we have on the 22nd, we do have a few people who are not able to make it on the 22nd. So we're going to have the 22nd session, and we're also going to have the 29th session before Love and Surrender, which is the second meditation of the series.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
So let us know if people are not able to really come uh,
Join in.
22nd, because I really want everyone, even if you cannot, just even if that 22nd, if it's not happening, try to make it on 29th, because I'm sure this is going to be so impactful, because Aanchal, we had a great session and you left it
Yes.
on Fear and Worry. Just saying that,
Yeah.
I was left at Fear and Worry.
Yeah.
There was no Love and Surrender. There was no white light thing. I was devastated after the whole session. I was
Oh
so
my God.
agitated. I'm telling you this, Aanchal. I swear I was so agitated after this.
We definitely go
After the
through.
Fear and I was like, oh my God, why am I so tensed? Why? Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't a wonderful feeling, as I said. It
Yeah.
wasn't. I was very uncomfortable.
Yeah. And essentially, guys, that's what it's also meant to do. These meditations are, I mean, we are going to end with a bit of a shavasana, and we are going to end with a little bit of a cool down, but essentially, they're not meant, I mean, in the long run, they're going to definitely feel great, but prepare yourself for some not so comfortable energies, not so comfortable feelings, things that you are just gonna like that you might understand about yourself or see about yourself and just be like, oh my God, like there are gonna be a lot of aha moments, but I'm hoping for that. But more than anything, I just want you guys to be as open as you can to the experience. It's going to bring up a lot. And as we move into from Fear and Worry, the first session, it's going to bring up a lot. It's going to bring up a lot of your fears and worries, and it's meant to. It's meant to, so that when we transition into the love and surrender meditation, we understand where we need to put in that love, where, which part of ourselves or what aspects of ourselves need more love and need more surrendering rather than control. Okay. And once we do that, and once we move into the white light healing through the first and second, Fear and Worry and Love and Surrender, we would have covered the chakras, the 6 chakras, the first 6 chakras. With the white light, we activate the crown chakra and we release these blocks, because we're basically, bringing up the fear. Let's just say we have some soil and we have a little, uh, me and my analogies, but we have some soil and we have a little seed. Okay, so what we're doing is, let's just say that this seed has just gone through it's been raining and it's been storming and the seed has just gone lost somewhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring that seed out of our system. We're going to bring our thoughts into our subconscious mind. And what we do with that seed is we look at it. Which part of the seed is not functioning properly? Have the roots been able to grow? Have they not? XYZ. And that's just looking at our shadow aspects, looking at our patterns. And through that, we cover the chakras by going up. Then what we do is using the crown chakra, which is where we receive wisdom. What we do is we bring all of that blockage up through our crown, we release it, and then we pour water. that water is the white light, that we're gonna be using this white light, this energy, to just move through each of the chakras to shake up any, like imagine this sort of like washing machine that's going through your body, and every time it passes through the chakras, it's just like, hey, grab some dirt, grab some dirt, grab some dirt, switches, swirl it all in the washing machine, and what happens is you get clean, your energy gets cleansed.
Yeah, it's a very interesting way of explanation. Yeah, but it's going to be a whole, a whole lot different experience.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm also like open to just bringing all of these analogies and ways of explaining it, because I feel like even through my own journey, I have this understanding today, because I feel like for myself, if I've explored a lot of avenues of different kinds of people, of different kinds of ways that they heal, or that they put out healing. So I think, yeah, it's important for me to also explore like a washing machine, a washing machine and some other stuff. But I think even with the washing machine, maybe we can add this to our after party, Mansi. Is just, even though it's virtual, have everybody basically go through a washing machine experience. This was school, so we still knew people, but it was basically everyone stands in two little rows, okay, and one person walks through the whole thing, and that is the washing machine, that is the unit, okay, and you are the clothes uh, sorry, walking through all of it. And every time you pass someone, or you stand in front of someone, they tell you something nice about yourself, they tell you something positive about yourself, tell you something they like or appreciate about you, and so you're just being beautifully, your ears are just hearing all these beautiful things from all these beautiful people, and by the end of that 2 minute walk, you just feel lighter, because again, when you're doing something like that, the intention changes. One person's intention changes, and they say, okay, I want to really help this person out. It switches for everyone, and everyone starts coming. If I'm standing here and I'm like, if I'm going to be like, you look pretty but you're dumb, no, that's first of all, that sounds so non-aligned from whatever. But like, let's just say, okay, someone is walking through this washing machine, and I was like, you're pretty but you're dumb. Is that authentic? No. Does that have good intention? No, it doesn't. But if I can stand there and say, you know what, I love that sometimes, even though, again, random example, even though you're really busy, you make time for me. I really appreciate that. What does that do for everybody else as well? I'm not doing it so that it does something to other people, but me just doing that does something to other people. It brings in this awareness, it brings in this heart space where, like, yes, that is also a space from which I can express myself, right? From a place of authenticity, from a place of love, unconditional love, where I'm not telling you something because I want something back, or I'm not telling you something because, you know, like, again, there's no expectation, um, there's no, the consequence of me doing it is just love. And it's for everyone. It's the key, right? It's universal, all of us. So yeah, thank you, Olin.
Yeah.
Our washing machine experience. Yeah, it was. I still remember it was done back in school, and I think it was really sweet.
I'm like,
It was so
which
simple.
school did you
It
go
was
to?
so it was, I think it was part of our life skills class, and everyone had like little groups, and we just walked through, and I was like, oh my God, that's like so simple. It's so simple. You just make it a washing machine, and that adds like this fun aspect. But other than that, you're just standing and walking through people, having like a sweet conversation.
Yes.
It's really sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
To the people watching, if there are any questions that you would want us to, Aanchal, to answer.
And no, both of us. Yeah. Anyone, any questions? Here's your time. Type them out in the comments.
These centers should have brilliant washing machines. I agree.
For sure, for sure. That should be like number one priority.
Yeah. Yeah.
Us being the washing machine. For sure.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure these things are to be practiced. Are really I mean, it is wonderful to have these things
Yeah.
experience, and I'm kind of envy that you kind of got to experience that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm grateful, and hence I want to be able to share that with you guys, because I know that personally for me these things impacted my life in a really good way, and that's all I want to do. I just want to share all of that goodness, and if someone's looking to heal themselves or someone's looking to live a more authentic life, then I just want to help them out because, yeah, we're all in this together. I heal for me and for all of y'all. It's not just me.
Aanchal, again, I know I've told this to you a lot of times, but I really am grateful for having this, giving me the space to really kind of experience this. And because
I'm
I've
grateful.
been wanting this for so long, for so long,
Mhm.
and having found someone to really try and help you acknowledge yourself.
Mhm.
Mm, because in this world everyone is just so like so busy in their own lives and all of that, but just having the space of really giving people to just express themselves and connect with themselves is so important. uh, yeah.
I'm grateful for you too because, like I said, you know, after the talk that we had, I remember just, and it was just very recent when we had that talk that I was like, I really want to do like a guided meditation or like something with a group of people. And here we are, what, 2 months later? I think it's two
Yeah,
months.
almost.
Yeah,
It feels like
almost 2 months
yesterday.
later.
Feels like
Yeah,
yesterday. And
exactly. When we had
I'm
that
glad
conversation.
that we're making this happen, dude.
Shout out to Deva for tagging me on Mansi's page because that's
Oh,
how it all started.
dude, Achal, we did meet before, just saying, but like we didn't really have this conversation.
Yeah, we
And
have
it was
met.
like,
We've chilled in college also quite a bit here
yeah,
and there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, I'm
Thank you.
super glad to hear
It
that.
brings a smile on my face as well, on our faces. Yeah.
Peace, man. Like, that's, yeah. Uh, I
Anyway,
think it's time to,
to wrap up.
dude, your half an hour is never going to, it's just not going to happen, dude.
My half an hour never
Your half
exists.
an hour, I was like, half an hour? See, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, my half an hour. I can't not. I can't be like, okay, only this much I'll talk about it, and then I'll have 10 other things to say and be like,
Yeah, yeah.
I can't.
Actually, like, I'm kind of like, yeah, same category. So it's just,
Yeah, we're
it
all
goes on and on and on, right? And I'm
yeah, that's
dude,
the other
Achal,
thing.
can we have this again? I know I was very nervous about this live thing, but I
I
would
think
love to do this again.
we can,
And
yeah, I think guys, let us know. We're thinking of doing it maybe tomorrow again.
also, yeah,
Tomorrow and maybe day after, more in the morning,
yeah,
because 5 o'clock we start. But let us know. We can just open up space, and maybe tomorrow you guys can also have, or just like we can have it be more interactive, where we can even ask the people to ask us questions,
yeah,
or share any experiences or anything that they want to share.
yeah. We'll just put this video up, Achal, for the people who have
Yeah.
missed or who hasn't seen it. Thank you for the people who have actually joined.
Yes, thank
And
you to everyone. Thank you so much for being with us and listening to our.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
We'll definitely put out this conversation as definitely an interesting one. Always is
yeah,
with
for
you,
sure.
Achal. Um,
Thank you, and
so
with you as well.
so we'll put it out. And let us know if you have any questions there. You're more than, I mean, of course, you're more than happy to help you out. or
Yeah,
guidance.
again, exactly. If anyone has any questions, even before the live or in between or after now, after we leave, feel free to reach out, you know, message us, Mansi and I, for anything. We're here. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now we'll have to
Yeah,
figure out how do I actually put this out. But yeah, let's see. I'm gonna
we'll do
fidget
that.
with the phone now a little bit on this.
Yeah.
Do I end this or do I just send it?
I think when you end it, it gives you an option of share as a thing or discard, and there's one other option to save on your profile. I think
So I'm gonna
one
end.
where only when you end it. Yeah, when you end it.
Okay, awesome.
Okay,
Hey,
right.
awesome, dude.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay.
Awesome,
Okay,
awesome.
thank you everyone once again. Thank you so
Yes,
much for all the sweet messages as well.
yeah,
And we shall see you very soon.
yes. Shout out to Meghla as
See
well. She's
what?
Meghla. She.
Oh, sweet.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, we
So I'm
have.
gonna end, right, Aanchal? I'm gonna end it.
Yes,
I hope
we
I
can
don't.
do that.
I'll
Wait,
end.
wait, wait. 1 second, a second.
Do you want to research on this? Of how do
No,
you end?
no, I
I
actually
don't want
tried
to do
doing the
this.
live, and when I ended it is when like the options came up. So
Okay,
I
you
think,
did it right before.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, then that's fine. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Sending
bye.
all of y'all some love.
Yes,
Have a
yes. And for the
sweet
people who did join, please try joining and let's
life
uh
tomorrow.
have this experience together. If you guys want.
Yeah. See
Okay,
you.
awesome.
Bye. Bye,
Yes.
Nancy. Talk to you soon.
We will. We will. Don't worry. We have been.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Take care, guys. Okay, and now.